I mean, Marie knows that her parents gave her V because they told her at that orphanage, probably, right?
Yeah.
That could be a lie. You know what I mean? Like, Gen V might be the first generation of, like, natural born.
They're
That's what I'm saying. That's his
So
name.
it's
It's
like
the
these
generation
specific
born off.
Like-
kids.
Welcome back to the break room. The gang wakes up in a post-party haze, but it wasn't the 2CB that made them forget everything. No, the memory wiping was coming from inside the house. How could she do this to us? We gotta talk about that huge plot twist. It's our Gen V after show. Extra credit. I just made that up.
Ooh,
I think
like
every
it.
time we'll have a new
I like it.
name. I'm Brandon Barrick. Who cares? Joining me today, he's seen all 213 episodes of The Mesmerizer. It's Tommy Bechtold.
I'm so glad that show returned.
I
to
was
our
so
world.
happy to see that.
My God.
And
I've been a Mez head for years.
And joining us today, she may look like a young child, but she's actually well into her 80s. It's Gina Ippolito.
But I've got the smooth dick of a young boy.
I didn't want to write that in the intro. It's a hairless caterpillar, folks.
My God.
And-
I always thought of caterpillars as fuzzy. I digress.
That's why they said hair. It's why he described it as hairless.
Isn't that a worm? That's a worm.
That's a worm.
Well, a
That's
worm
a worm.
doesn't turn into a butterfly.
I guess calling your
your
dick a worm is
It's really bad.
It doesn't
It's
sound
really
right.
bad.
The
Got
optics
this
on
worm
that
for
are
you,
poor.
girl. That's work.
And finally, to him, we're all just puppets waiting to get our heads ripped off. It's Jay Washington.
I'm a single father with 2 young daughters. A single dad that works too hard.
Let Jay say hello.
Let's try to get as a puppet. Come on.
Yeah, make him your puppet.
Hi, everybody. That's how you do it.
God, how'd you get your hand up there so fast?
It was well oiled.
It's always that's my
Well
secret.
lubricated, baby.
Oh boy, not on this show. Listen, we've heard your complaints, but we're still gonna keep doing the Gen V after show. We're still here. Hey, and while you're at it, maybe share this video with a friend who likes Gen V, or maybe someone who doesn't like Gen V.
Yeah.
Just share it with some
Just
damn
share
buddy.
the
Just
share
share the
with
video.
somebody.
Prank bomb an enemy with this video.
Yeah.
Share the video. Send it to somebody's grandmama's iPhone who got an iPhone 7 and just be like, watch this.
Right. Look, we know you all want to talk about Loki. We know you loved Ahsoka until they showed us the final episode. But more eyes on this IP means more chances for us to talk about other things. Frasier's back, folks. Why aren't we doing that after show?
Tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with Frasier? Just kidding.
Tommy, I was about to go off.
Tossed salads, fuzzy dicks already. We started this off great. Like,
Maybe
this
I
is
had to
Gen
lose
V.
us. Called in fuzzy dicks and scrambled eggs.
I mean, we had a long discussion in the office about what happened at the beginning of this episode when that woman sprayed stuff out of her back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did not.
Yo, what type of scheme was
No,
that?
here's the thing. We didn't get a dick explosion this
No.
episode, but we did get a back vagina hole explosion.
The fact that they knew to close the door because they knew it was
Was it a vagina or like
Why was it?
It was a
leaking?
blowhole.
a urethra? But
it's
blowholes
a
are for
vagina
air.
blowhole. No, it's like a vagina blowhole. Like,
Okay.
first of all, he vibrated his hand really fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
which is
double
why
moving.
she had a mouth guard on.
I think that was
because
electricity.
She
That was
doesn't-
electricity.
No, it's not.
He was
it's like,
vibrating
it's
his
like the
hand.
thing that, like the Flash does. When
Oh, so
when
it would,
passes
like-
through
He
the
was
wall.
phasing.
It would,
he was
like-
phasing.
He was using it as a clit vibrator.
Let me tell you something. What you have to learn to do. I'm like, Dash, please.
No, Jay, no!
Just gonna make it for a hot second. If you can't vibrate your hand real fast, fellas, I encourage you to learn to vibrate your neck real quick. I'm telling you, changes the game.
Put it to you this way: I've broken a lot of backs in my day.
Damn right.
Never like that.
If your partner doesn't need a mouth guard, you're doing it wrong.
Put that mouth guard in, like you better like a
Hang on, I
electric.
need to get my mouth guard in.
Hey, God. Wait a second,
I
God.
just need it. Oh God, where did I put it? Oh, I didn't-
Laid out a bunch of stuff, a vibrator, some oil, and a mouth guard.
Yeah, so share this video with your friends. And if there's anything other than Gen V you want us to talk about, let us know.
And to that toddler who's soothed by our voices, put this one on mute,
Yeah.
please.
Put it on mute. Okay.
This one's not for you, buddy.
So let's do a quick recap of what happened in this episode. Like any episode of Gen V, there was a lot going on. There was that abrupt ending in episode 4 that was on purpose. Our crew wakes up and it seems like just another wild night at Dusty's house. Obviously, they blacked out from partying too hard, or did they? When Sam finds Marie and Emma, heartbreakingly, they can't remember him either. He warns them of Godolkin and promises he'll find a way to make them remember. And then he leaves, bonking his head on the way out on some solo cups. As the crew realizes that they can't remember the events of the last few days, they assume that old Roofy Rufus, the psychic from last episode, is to blame for their memory loss. There was a lot of debate in the comments of last episode about like, is he psychic? Is it just pheromones? Because, like, he didn't know about...
I think he's psychic.
So, well, yeah, because when Marie was saying the stuff about her sister, that wasn't on the program. That was before the program started.
Right.
So how would Rufus know about...
Rufus wouldn't know unless
But I still think he's cold reading her.
No, I think he's psychic, but a lot of
So
these...
he's psychic and has
Yeah,
pheromones?
a lot of these soups have two powers.
Yes, they do.
It's not just one regular
Remember,
power.
most of them have the natural super strength.
Right.
Which is a power, and then whatever is the alternate.
Yeah.
Well, if he was psychic, wouldn't he know Jordan was about to bust down the door? Or wouldn't he know that Maria was about to
No,
blow the
that's
shit?
not. He's got to focus. He's got to focus.
Which he also said it only works at close range.
No.
Yeah.
I see it as like he's manipulating people. That's part of his manipulation, is to tell them that he's psychic.
What a
It's
crappy
really just
power.
pheromones.
He can only roofie people? That's only good.
I mean, it's working out well for him! So whether or not he's a psychic,
I think he is.
Rufus is on the run and they blame him.
Run!
They chase after Rufus. Sam suffers another vision, this time blending reality and fiction, imagining Emma as a puppet, like a hologram puppet, very strange, and then killing a bunch of soldier puppets who we see are real people as he walks away from the scene.
Which was hilarious.
I love
so
it.
good.
It
I
was
love it.
hilarious the way he murdered the puppets.
Yeah.
Because when he bust open dude's brains from the back
Right.
of his head,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
a
like,
little
this is
felt
a
brain.
puppet. It's a puppet. But
I
if you
love
look,
it.
like, oh shit.
If you're super plugged into trailers and stuff like we are, they did show a little bit of the scene in the trailer, which was a real shame.
Yeah.
'Cause if this had come out of nowhere, it would have been great.
Yeah, we saw the head rip spinal
Yeah.
cord dangling in the trailer.
Yeah.
So what I knew, like as
We knew
soon
the scene
as-
was coming.
Yeah, I was waiting for it, but man, it would have been. It was awesome, but
Yeah.
it would have been so much more awesome.
Oh,
if
we
I
gotta
had
know
no
that.
idea.
I think you see puppet murder regardless. It's amazing. You know, you're like, I get puppet murder.
It is amazing. A lot of amazing stuff in that scene too.
I didn't care for the violence. In the woods, Dr. Cardoza asks Dean Shetty for access to Marie. She replies that Marie has a benefactor. Ooh, is it like Great Expectations? And thus, she's off limits.
So well read. So well read.
An anonymous benefactor, I do declare.
Tommy's read one book in his life. That's Great Expectations.
This man has leather-bound boots. He calls Jack's names. He's no man of wax. Emma, initially embarrassed that she was caught on video partying completely naked. Come on, Emma, join the club. Be naked on tape. As Giant Cricket basks in her new popularity. She helps Marie work through her feelings about Jordan, and she finds a shirt to the drive-in that Sam mentioned. The pieces are connecting. At the same time, Marie finds some type of tracking device in her body, and a really just God, if you don't like blood, this ain't the show for you.
Oh, I loved it.
Marie goes to tell Cate about what she found, and this is where we get the reveal that seals the deal. Cate is the one to blame for their mind wipes.
No.
And she might have just gotten away with it. If Jordan wasn't also trying to talk to Marie about their feelings, believing that Rufus wiped Marie's memory of the day.
Yeah, that's right. We see Cate talking to Dean Shetty, distraught that she's been found out. Shetty convinces Cate that she's helping people. Man, she's really manipulative.
Yeah.
How could she? How could she? Meanwhile, Emma finds the drive-in, and even though she doesn't remember Sam, she's trying to find out what they mean to each other. And Luke reveals that Cate is to blame. Meanwhile, Emma finds the Stardust drive-in, and even though she doesn't remember Sam, she's trying to find out what they mean to each other. And Sam reveals that Cate is the one to blame. Cate goes to Andre for comfort, which is interrupted by Jordan saying that they found Rufus. Jordan and Marie attack him, questioning him about his relationship with Shetty. Rufus defends himself. He doesn't know anything. He lays it all out. Dusty kind of backs him up while he's yipped on 2CB.
Come on, Dusty, I want to party with
It
Dusty.
was like, yeah.
Emma reaches out to Maria and tells her it's Cate. Cate made Luke forget about Sam over and over again. Andre storms in, almost killing Rufus, until Cate admits the truth and allows Andre to remember everything that's happened. Tragedy. He calls her a monster. And that's the end of the episode, folks.
Her using her power that much caused her eyes to bleed.
Right.
Yeah.
We already knew early on in the series that it was doing damage to her.
Yeah.
And this one, she's been doing a lot,
So
obviously.
Dean Shetty's like, I don't care.
Right.
Just like burst your eyeball, girl.
Right.
I need it.
You don't
I
think
need it.
there's probably no possibility that Dean Shetty has had a daughter. Has or
That's-
had a
I
daughter.
might believe
was
she has a
trying to
daughter.
think, but seeing her,
not Cate, right?
that's what I had that thought for a second. But then seeing Dean Shetty with Marie and be like, I made you pancakes. She does this to all the
Right, right, right.
vulnerable.
Yeah, it's manipulative.
We know from Kate's backstory that when she first got her power, she accidentally told her brother to take an endless walk in the woods.
And they couldn't find her.
Couldn't find him, and then her parents never really talked to her
Yeah.
again. So Dean Shetty finds the young, vulnerable women,
People who
I
have
guess.
hurt their family members.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
This is the one thing though. I like the reveal that Cate was in on it. I hate that they immediately made her sympathetic. I wish she had been evil. I wanted her to be.
Oh, you want pure evil. You
Listen,
want.
things aren't black and white
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
world
There's
of
gray.
Gen V.
There's lots of gray.
I understand that. There's so much gray though. Couldn't it just be like she's like, hell yeah, I work for Vought. I'm 30, but I look young, so I pretend to be a college student. Like all of
Yeah.
us that are acting on this show. I'm 10 years older than I am, than this show pretends us to be. I don't know. I just like I would have liked her to stay bad. Instead, all of a sudden we're like, she's a monster, but she's gonna restore everybody's
Maybe.
brains, obviously.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't know the reasoning for why she's doing this. Shetty could have something big on her or have nothing.
Well,
And she's
remember,
just
we
like,
found
yeah,
out what the
yeah.
doctor's trying to do. He said
Trying to make a virus.
He's trying to make a virus to control, which I was saying from the beginning. Like they're trying to control their own
Right.
seven. But he believes because Sam is so powerful, it's like, all right, this is Homelander level, right? But Marie can control the blood, so that's why he wants her. So when you have Shetty, who's like working hand in hand with Vought, pretty much, because like that's why she was like, yo, we need to make sure all this shit gets settled because
Right.
they'll kill all us. She's trying to figure out how to be the new Stan Edgar. That's what it feels like. She's trying to be a Stan Edgar.
But viruses are. Please enlighten me. Someone smarter than me. You or any of you back there.
I don't like the way that third you came out your mouth.
well,
Or
I
even
looked in
you.
your eyes and I saw nothing.
I don't like the way that third you came
No. You're all smarter than me. If they have control of Marie, viruses are battled by blood cells, right? Like viruses are fought in your,
Antigens inside of your body.
Right,
Yeah.
so Marie could ostensibly make the virus spread quicker if they have her. Like if they could weaponize her, she could spread the virus and get it inside them and into their bloodstream, right? Are viruses
I
in your
think they
bloodstream?
Yeah, let's talk about what do we
Yeah.
think this virus is they're trying to make, and why do they need Marie for it?
I will tell you what I think. I think
Okay.
the virus is similar to the virus in X-Men that targets only mutants in X-Men before it mutates and then targets humans. But I think that they want it to be able to basically wipe out people's powers, possibly kill them, but definitely like wipe out their powers. I think the reason that they need Marie is because in The Boys, they say over and over and over again, I've got this Gen V pumping through my blood. When Soldier Boy does his chest blast, Homelander says he did something. He seemed like he burned the V out of their blood. So they established in this episode that Marie can detect irregularities in blood. This was the first time that she said, I think there's a clot. So once her powers evolve and she knows what she can do, I think she can burn the V out of superheroes' bloods, essentially depowering them.
She's basically a miniature Soldier Boy's powers.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Without
and-
the explosion.
Without
Without
the
the explosion,
explosion, because he couldn't control it. He had like PTSD and he was like blowing up hero-gasm and all this stuff. I think that she could just be like, I'm gonna take all the V out of Jay's blood. I'm gonna
So
take
like
all the V
Magneto
out.
did that one, if you remember in the comic books. No, if you remember the episode in the X-Men comics, there's this issue where Wolverine cuts Magneto, and Magneto finally is like, you in this fucking metal, and he pulls the adamantium out of his blood.
Yes, yeah.
So in a
Off of
regard,
his
I
skeleton.
wanted to be able to
Yeah.
to relate that to some people, like, oh yeah, they're like, what do you mean? Pull it out their blood, like.
I think either pull
Like,
it out or burn
after
it
30
off.
years, wait a second, you've got metal inside of you.
Like he got cut one time, and he was
It's like
he said-
that Fantastic Four cartoon where they trick Magneto with like a wooden gun, and it's like a 10-minute scene where he's like, wait a second, my powers aren't working. That gun's made of wood. Oh no, I've been caught. And it's very bad. 60s cartoons, rough stuff.
I just mostly read Garfield, so
This was an animated
Magneto
cartoon.
could never get to Garfield because he's all lasagna and fur.
But Garfield could burn the lasagna out of people's tummies.
Yes.
If this virus is making. I like Omega level Garfield.
Oh yeah. He's going after after normal. First.
Odie had an accident.
Odie, you know what? Odie didn't want to give me a lasagna.
I shoved Odie upside normal and exploded him from inside.
John had a problem. He woke me up on Monday.
John doesn't need to go on any dates anymore because John's penis is in the lasagna.
It's a hairless caterpillar, folks. You mentioned the legacy virus, Gina. Yeah, if they're trying to develop a virus, I think even if they don't even need to control the virus, right? Let the virus out into the world. Yeah. That way, that prevents other countries or nefarious organizations from making soups. And if they're the only ones with the cure, they can be like, hey, if you want to be a soup, you got to come register with us, and we'll determine whether or not you get to keep your powers.
So they basically want to wipe the slate clean.
I think
I think
Bot
they
wants to
be
corner the
able
market.
to-
Corner the market.
Yeah, their problem with Homelander and with Soldier Boy was they got too powerful. They got too out of control.
Yeah,
And no one, I mean, it took his entire team to take down Soldier Boy.
Right.
No one has been able to take down Homelander
Right.
yet. That's why they had his kid. They were like, let him grow up and then maybe kill his dad.
Right.
They need a contingency plan for once the soups go crazy. And so far, they don't have one.
Right.
And technically, they didn't even take out Soldier Boy when you sit back and really think about it.
Yeah,
He's still
yeah.
he's on ice.
He's
no,
on
I
ice.
mean, they've managed to put him to sleep twice. That's about as good as they
And
can
Butcher
do.
and Soldier Boy almost took out Homelander.
They got close.
They got
They
real
did
because he was
close.
gonna blow it. He just like just do it.
Also, Huey was in there too.
Yeah.
Don't
I
disparage
guess I give
little
Huey a little bit of credit.
Huey uses the power of relationship drama. Wah!
Don't we all know about it, ladies and gentlemen?
That's Jay's superpower.
Jay's villain.
Jay's superpower
Jay's villain
is
turn coming
his
out.
heart. Okay, that's his villain story. His
That's
heart.
his weakness.
That's his weakness. But I think when you have Marie's powers is different than anybody else's. You've seen invisibility. You see anytime shrinking and growing.
Sure.
There's termite, cricket. We've seen people who can shrink and grow. The shape shifting, if you will, or gender bending that Jordan does. Not too much different, except the fact that there are different power sets. The manipulation of metal.
Yeah,
Andre,
we
there's-
even see an alpaca soup in this, or a
Right.
llama. We had a whole debate
Yeah.
in the office.
What
over,
that creature
someone said
was.
it was a guanaco.
Who the-
Someone else
It was
said
so
it was
tiny.
an acuna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was a tendril.
For the nerds in this office, just go to a alpaca or llama. Y'all going to all these
I think,
extra
I
ass
think the
animals.
nerds in this office need to go to Vegas and visit a bunny ranch or something and just kind of loosen up a bit.
A little bit, a wee bit. Just a little Vegas trip just for 48
Just
hours.
some 2CB and put on a little
2CB
shot
in
egg,
Vegas?
see what
I
happens.
appreciate that there were so many people who knew that llama. Sometimes a llama isn't just a llama, man. Sometimes it's an acuna.
Jay and Tommy are having flashbacks to their times in Vegas, so I'm worried.
When they gangbanged a llama.
I don't get
We
that.
would
No.
never
so.
gang bang a llama. We
It'd
would
be
run a train
great
on
on
her.
Oh, God.
Like gentlemen.
Oh, God.
We're gonna take turns and say next. Choo choo.
Oh, it's like Disney.
Who's up on this llama hama? Like,
You guys haven't been to Llama Rama at the Stardust?
special exhibits, you gotta go.
Llama Palooza?
So when Dean Shetty and Dr. Cardozo are talking, Shetty also mentions this like mysterious benefactor. Like
Yes.
you can't touch Marie, she's got a benefactor. Who do we think this could be?
Theory time.
Theory time?
We don't know anything about Marie's sister too much. We don't know
Right.
too much about it.
That's her benefactor.
We know that she's a little younger than Marie, but we
know
also
that.
know that in the world of the boys, in the world of Vought, public image is everything. Influencing is everything. It's more, your influence is more important than your superpower. In fact, your true superpower is how many people are reached by a post. For all we know, Marie's little sister is like the JoJo Siwa of this world. Like, not in performance-wise, but
Yeah.
maybe has taken her tragic origin of walking in on her sister, murdering her parents, and like become an expert in like superhero human rights, or like a Greta Thunberg almost, of like, here's how you solve this problem, and like how do we keep people safe? And she spent tons and tons and tons of money trying to figure out, researching her sister, trying to make sure that something like this doesn't happen again. But she's also made tons of money, so she's kind of like this little teen mogul, like the Jenners.
Under like a totally
I like
different
this
name.
because the first time we see her, she's recreating that famous
Yeah.
Instagram picture.
Yes, right.
And also, they made a huge deal about how Marie has never had a phone.
Right.
She doesn't know YouTube. She doesn't know
Right.
TikTok. This is the first time she's ever had a phone in her life. So
Right.
I like this theory. I like
Also,
it.
we keep talking about her sister, and since that incident, her and her sister haven't been together.
Right.
Right.
Guaranteed, we're gonna see her sister she has a brand new identity.
Yeah, totally different name.
She has a totally different name, and Maria's gonna realize it's her out the gate, and her sister's gonna realize. And again, she's been a benefactor, somehow connected with Vought all the way on the back end. Maybe that's and all this other things are applying. Like, yo, I'm a big benefactor to the Godolkin as well. You know how you have those alums and all the people that just give money. Yeah. She's a part of all of that.
Because Marie wouldn't know that her sister had become someone famous, even with a new name or face. Because where would she see her? On Instagram.
She's not on social media.
Maybe she's a shapeshifter. Maybe it's Jordan and she made out with her sister.
Gina, you had a theory about who this mysterious benefactor is.
Yeah, I think it could be Stan Edgar. He has a history of going to Red River. He adopted a girl at
Victoria
the time
Newman.
who also killed her parents in almost that we see the pictures of Victoria's
similar.
Newman.
A bloody
It's a bloody mess. She accidentally exploded their heads. Victoria Newman has thrown him aside. He is now out at Vought, but he's always a planner. He is always a planner. And we also know that Brink did not want Marie at that school. He didn't want her in crime fighting. He didn't want her. The first chance he got, he could kick her out. So I think there's only a few people who could override Brink. And I think the former Vought CEO, I think he's looking for his next Victoria Newman.
His next Newman to take down Homelander. Because again, the only reason Newman turned on Edgar was because Homelander was like, hey, bitch, why don't you read this real quick?
Yeah. What if I killed your daughter?
With a smile on his face, if I killed your child. So
I could do it at any time.
Could we combine these theories? Could Stan Edgar have adopted
his daughter? That's
Maria's
what I was
sister?
That's what I would see that, and then the money is still in that.
And then using her as like a pawn or something, or like as a backup?
Oh my God, Brandon, that theory would cause a riot.
Because
What kind of riot?
A nerd riot.
Oh
Smooth as a caterpillar.
Smooth as my caterpillar-like penis.
Stop!
I'm in character as
No,
that
I know.
guy.
I like it. I actually like it. I have to say.
What's his name? Scuzzy?
Dusty.
Dusty.
Scuzzy.
You just made it weird. You
Scuzzy.
made an adult who looks like a kid who talks about his hairless wiener weird.
I made it weird. You're right. It wasn't Evan Goldberg.
Well, I want to talk more about Dusty and the loss of consent in a second, but please
I'm
get this
sorry.
nerd right on.
We need you guys more than ever to check out nerdriot.shop. There are good ships, there are wood ships, there are ships that sail the seven seas. But the best ships, my friends, those are
you got you a shirt, Gators.
I love that one.
And may they always be. And if you want to seal your friendship, give the gift of a nerdriot.shop shirt. You can check out right now our new line of merch inspired by that trickster Loki, including a special Breakroom Leaders Gator shirt that Brandon was petting. This
I don't like how he's petting them.
Need Info Miss Minute style shirt. These shirts seem fresh off of a Myrtle Beach surf shop. 5 for $10, but they're not.
They're not 5 for
We've
$10.
got. They're more expensive because we're working with a new designer and a quality T-shirt that fits over your torso and makes your chest region go. Thank you.
What about
for
this
the
chest
shirt.
region? What about this chest region?
Thank you.
That
Whoa.
was thank you for the shirt.
Gruffy.
Mine is Grimace. Thank you, Ronald. Anyway, go to nerdriot.shop, you fucking losers. No, I'm just kidding. Hang on, cut that out. Support our channel and our great merch. Hey, Jay, please.
They can't know, Jay.
Jay, they can't know I hate them.
What's happening?
Listen. 5 out of 6 dentists agree nerdriot.shop shirts are better for your teeth. All right? Support our channel and check out our great merch options over at nerdriot.shop. Throw a brick through the window of bad fashion and start a riot at Nerd Riot.
Beautiful, Tommy. Thank you so much.
You guys,
I'm crying.
can I be honest?
Yeah, be honest, Tommy.
I'm devastated.
I was wrecked.
What are you, Red from Red and Stimpy?
I'm devastated. What the heck, Kate? Why are you working with shitty?
Yeah, that was a tough reveal.
Brandon was really
I was
crushed
really
about
crushed
it.
by it.
When
I
you
really
were
liked
crushing on
Kate.
Kate, you liked her eyes.
I liked her
She has
eyes.
beautiful
Her big
eyes.
Also, the fact
eyes.
she has so much control. Shetty has so much control over Kate. Never took her gloves. Like she could easily just slip a glove off and change it.
Well,
I
remember,
mean-
she started to
Yeah,
take one out when Tech Knight was questioning her, and he's like, "You take
take
that
it
off,
off.
I cut your hand off."
That's right.
The first time we meet Kate, it's after we see Luke rip the arms off of a dude in the stadium, and she's like, and he's
gonna
like,
have to
how were you
have
sleep? How'd you
you
sleep?
run.
Yeah.
And he was like terrible 7 to 9 months. She's like, well, I'm I'll fix that for you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, I think that's when she was doing a lot of the manipulation of Luke.
Yeah.
It's during their lovemaking sessions, which is so sad.
Yeah. She's like giving him a real dry handy.
Right.
And she's just like, you don't have a brother. You don't have a
Please,
brother.
Kate, use the lotion. I can't. I love skin on skin.
And she's skinny, tiny bones, so her hand don't just
Little dry
I'm not
bird.
gonna just
Dry
friction just
bird hands.
Birds don't have hands.
Dry bird hands.
Gotcha.
Forget about your
You
brother.
gotcha.
Forget about your brother.
This is terrible.
But you doing it so nice. Why are you
is
doing like you
terrible.
petting some shit?
I'm pretending to be a bird giving a hand job.
This is terrible.
What bird to give it?
This is terrible.
I don't know how much of this is gonna make it.
What happened to the integrity of the show?
This show used to be about
Evan just
something.
sitting, wait, the best part is that this better stay in. There's a punch of this y'all probably didn't see because Evan been sitting in the back like, all right, time code right here. Take all this out.
Yeah, this is gonna be a 5-minute episode.
All right, listen. I could talk about dry hand jobs all day, but why is Kate working with the Woods? Why?
I mean, there's clearly something Shetty either has on her or is like manipulating her.
You think it's blackmail?
Here's the thing.
think
Here's
it
what
is.
I'll
Or
say.
a black male.
No, here's what I think, and I will, and like this is the only time I've ever thought this. I like just thought this now.
Wow.
Remember, like the first one who lined up to take the X-Men cure was Rogue.
Yes.
She wants to be able to touch nobody.
Skin on skin without any power. I mean, your hands gotta get sweaty in those gloves all the time. What's her glove budget?
And also, she has to make them not smell.
Yeah.
She's gonna have smelly gloves everywhere.
Yeah, how many gloves does she
Her
go
gloves
through a
have like
year?
kind of holes in them. They're kind
It's,
of
but they're like leather. I think they're
It's
like
still
leather.
leather. They're
I
still
think,
leather.
like-
Yeah, I mean, it might just be, but Shetty can't take away her powers.
No, but
like-
I think she's probably manipulating her by saying, like, hey, we're working on a cure. Don't you want to be able to have a penis inside you without manipulating someone while it's happening by
Interesting.
accident?
Because-
I
What-
had
what
$1
course-
for every time a dean asked me that question.
Sir, we are supposed to be a family show.
Well, that's why I try to keep penises inside of things to create families.
Time code.
The time code is the beginning and end of this episode.
But I think if Shetty said, like, hey, we're working on a cure,
Right.
you'll soon, maybe,
Yeah,
I
that's a
just,
great
What is,
point.
because they had a
what
lot
is
of,
Kate's major?
oh, so
She's
she
in-
dropped out of crime fighting.
Touch therapy. Literal
She
touch therapy.
was in crime fighting,
Right.
but she dropped out to do
Hero
hero
management.
management.
Ah.
And she told Tech Knight it was because she was going to manage his career.
Right. So to be hero management, where you don't want to manipulate people. You feel bad about.
Wouldn't you be the best manager ever?
I mean, she'd be
You
the
could
best
manipulate
manager
someone.
ever.
That's
God.
true.
I would like to have a manipulative manager
Yeah.
like that, or just a manager for stand up. Hi, I'm accepting applications right now. But anyway, she wants to be able to do things and just like you said, have a regular life. She wants to be able to have that physical touch,
Yeah.
skin on skin, like Tommy with himself. Like she wants to have those. I didn't expect him to rub himself.
You didn't? Have you met her?
I forgot this. I set myself up for that.
You're
But
gonna
no, she,
take a 3-hour nap today.
but she wants that. And so if she says we're working on a cure to help you, because remember, every kid that was injected with V was done without their consent.
Yeah,
Totally.
they're mad.
So most of them are like, okay, cool, I get to be a superhero.
Yeah.
The others are like, yo, I don't want this.
Yeah. I'm sure that girl with the tail is like, oh, God. That's, how
Yeah,
do I
or
buy
the
pants?
girl with the gaping hole that Old
Oh,
Faithful.
no,
seems- she
loves
seems
it.
fine.
She loves it.
Yeah, if you find a man with a personal massager for
a hand.
skill, yeah, I don't
Her
know.
OnlyFans must be
What about if
cracking.
you're just
Oh,
trying on
yeah.
sweaters at the Gap?
Yeah.
At the Gap?
You got to plug it. You got to plug that
Plug
hole.
it in, plug it in.
The gauze alone to live a normal life and use changing rooms for that.
She's got to be using like super tampons in her back.
I weep for that woman.
I think Shetty's control over Kate is maybe more pragmatic.
Yeah.
Either it could be like, we can help you find your brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe there's other stuff Kate has done in her past.
It is
that she's
Vaughn's
keeping
MO
tabs
to
on.
control via family, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
It's always like find
It's all
their
about
family.
family.
And it's probably like, I can't help. It's probably like, I can't help you, Kate, unless you are doing the right thing and helping us keep your friends safe.
Yeah.
But I guess I hear you with that, but it's like the family thing, yes, for certain people you can manipulate that. But again, when you play emotions more so too.
Right.
And the emotion of I can't touch anybody without in any way. I can't even be cheek to cheek with somebody.
Well, she has some control.
Does she?
I think she does.
But I think, like,
But
you're saying subconsciously you could accidentally do it to
yeah,
somebody.
like she does actually. I mean, doing that to her brother accidentally, like
But
forcing
that's
him to
what.
walk
But
away.
does it count? I don't know if that counts. And the reason I say that is
No,
because it was the
no.
first time it kicks in.
Yeah. But I will say, like, this is, and again, it was my theory.
Yeah.
So, but they have had a lot of like little nods to X-Men. I mean, the whole thing is
Yes,
basically
yeah.
a fucked up X-Men. But like, we pointed these out in our breakdowns. There's a character in the background that looks like Rogue with the two little white streaks in her hair, wearing green. Like, they had a few things, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is her, if she's the one who like really wants the cure, just like Rogue wanted the cure
right.
because they can't touch
Yeah,
people.
because she was horny for Gambit, and Gambit couldn't give her none. But Gambit
Life
kept saying,
don't get much better than this.
Gambit told her, I got a lot of energy. You can take some of this.
How deep do you think it goes? Because if Kate is wiping out the memory of Sam,
Is that
Yeah.
Kate asking?
I'm
How
sorry.
deep do we think it goes? Or is that?
What, the back hole?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Can I stick my whole hand in
I
that?
think it's a love for me.
How much does Kate know about like the woods or what was being
Well,
done
clearly
to
she
Sam?
knows about the woods fully. She knows that's where Sam is.
Well, but if Shetty's like, listen, the woods is there to help Sam, and we have to help Sam, and the
No.
only way to help him is to make Luke forget about him.
Also, you're thinking the scene where she sees Sam, that was
That was
before
at
he
Sage
was
Grove.
put in the woods.
That was Sage Grove.
That
Okay,
was
it was
Sage Grove.
Okay, it wasn't the woods. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so she might not know about the woods. Also, I do think maybe we'll see a play on words. When she's telling the story of her brother, she says, I sent him to the woods and he never came back. So I'm just saying it's a possibility that there's
Yeah.
like a play on words that he's in the
Yes.
woods and they're like,
Right.
But I think she knows. I think she definitely doesn't know everything. I also think Dean Shetty doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
I think no one in the world of Gen V and the boys.
Yeah,
and
it's like
Vought,
kind of the rule, right?
No one knows everything.
No one gets to know everything.
Now,
Except for Stan Eggers. Eggers probably the only
But
person.
he didn't even know that Victoria Newman was gonna.
He's about to throw him under the
like
bus.
he didn't know that Homelander had gone to Victoria Newman, threatened her daughter.
Well, yeah, he didn't know that part.
Like he was like, what?
What is this? Home Improvement?
no.
Victoria Ruman?
Yeah.
My daughter? Homelander?
Ruh-roh.
With Kate kind of removing this memory of Sam from Luke, or trying to constantly, and he was always remembering, but he would tell people that he was dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing. So those visions Luke was having of like a young version of Sam from an actual woods, reaching out and saying like it's real. Is that the actual memory trying to burst through in
Yeah.
Luke's brain? Is that Kate not being able to fully wipe
No,
it away
that's-
and like leaving little hints there
Maybe
for him?
she might. I was thinking that she might have left
Yeah.
it there for him because it's just enough for him to
Right,
be like.
but she wouldn't know what young Sam looks like.
But
I
also,
don't
like,
know.
I think that she just, I mean, none of these characters have full control of their powers or knows what they're capable of.
Yeah.
So it is possible she's mind wiping. I mean, even in this episode, we see she mind wiped Marie, and then Marie is like, I don't trust Dean Shetty for some reason. Like remnants remain. So I think Kate isn't fully. She's not wiping properly.
Right.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh, God damn it, Gina. But maybe
But she doesn't know. There's not a manual for it. She's got to figure it out.
trial and error. But maybe she can't because in order to fully wipe somebody,
Right.
and wipe.
You're fine.
That's
Don't let
the word.
it get to you. Just,
Okay. In order to fully wipe
Don't
somebody,
picture
it may.
Go ahead. You're fine. Carry on.
Okay. Oh. Be a man. In order to fully wipe somebody, it may do her more damage than anything. Okay.
right.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, she just unlocked a certain few days worth of memory from Andre.
Yeah.
Not a lifetime. A few days, and her eyes started bleeding.
Yeah.
So if she goes fully in depth, we don't know how many months or weeks that was, and clearly she kept doing it nightly or
Right.
every 2 days to Luke. She wasn't doing a large chunk at one time. So if she did a large chunk to fully try to wipe somebody, it might kill her.
What is it? Is it Matrix when they're like go deep into his memories?
Yeah, I'm like, you ready to ... go deep into the memory. Look, we are trying, ladies and gentlemen, to be a very wholesome show.
We try.
We're trying.
What's Sam's deal?
What is Sam's deal?
Why are all these visions puppets? I have a theory. I think
What's your
Sam,
theory?
it's a regression back to the childhood. I think Sam grew up on V Street, the Vaught,
Sesame
Sesame
Street.
Street, or V Boulevard, or whatever the sign said.
Avenue.
Avenue V.
With TV's
No, it was
Jason
Avenue
Ritter.
A, wasn't it? Or no.
It was Avenue V, and then there's the letter
V
K.
And the letter K.
But
Was-
with
is that a
TV's
real
Jason,
show?
With TV's Jason Ritter.
Yeah.
I think it was a real show, and I
Okay.
think he watched it all the time with his brother.
Right. And like we saw the parents, so there's the Tech Night was trying to like interview the parents.
Yeah.
It seemed like they came from an okay family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just dealing with two kids who have powers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sam,
they did because they injected their kids.
Right.
All of these parents have to deal with the guilt if they make it out alive. Like that's the true. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like one of the true things
So
in the boys' universe that isn't discussed is like the parents basically face two consequences. Either they're sawed in half by their overpowered children as soon as they hit puberty, or they live long enough for their kids to become total monsters, and then they have to be like. They have to distance themselves the way like parents in the real world when their kids do horrible things have to be like, we would never condone this.
Just want to make sure, and this is trying to be serious for a hot second, if I can be serious.
Please.
We were told none of these kids are born
correct.
soups.
The only
Only,
one that's been born
is
is Homelander's son.
That's the
Ryan.
only. He's
That's what they say.
That's what they say. The only one is Ryan, as of right now. That's Homelander's son.
Yeah.
So none of the kids at Godolphin.
No.
None of them
They were all
born.
given Compound V.
Okay, just want to make sure that.
And as far as we know, we don't know the exact conversation that is given to the parents.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fine,
Put
but I
the
just
V
want to
in.
make sure that we know that all these, the reason being, all of these are the experiments that worked.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody was just like, oh, this child came out. Because
Yeah.
maybe there could be, they just know about Ryan because Homelander assaulted, Butcher's wife, technically.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they know about Ryan. Who's to say one of these because remember, there's a generation of soups before them.
Right.
So what you're saying, I think. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So that makes me think. I mean, Marie knows that her parents gave her V because they told her at that orphanage, probably.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That could be a lie. You know what I mean? Like Gen V might be the first generation of like natural born.
Born
they're
V, that's
being
what I'm saying.
lied
That's
to.
his
So
name.
it's
It's
like
the
these
generation born
specific
off.
kids.
Like they told Polarity, like, hey, you're gonna say that you gave him V, but
He was
He was
born
actually born.
Because remember,
And we
he
need to
damn
keep
near
that
had the
under
same.
wraps.
He has the damn near the same
Yeah.
power set as
Right.
his father.
Right,
and
right.
the odds of that have. Remember, everybody that's taken V, you get something different. The one thing, like we've established, is you get pretty much super strength and somewhat of a level of invulnerability.
Although Homelander's son does inherit like he has the eyes.
He's got all of his
and he
abilities.
we haven't seen him
we
fly.
haven't seen him fly, right?
But
Yeah.
He's learning. He can a little. He can't fly,
Yeah.
but he can. Homelander knows he can.
He's also a little crybaby.
He's a
We've
very
seen
big
that.
crybaby.
We've seen that.
just
But-
like Homelander.
Just like
Just like
Homelander.
his daddy. But when it comes to Andre and Polarity, that's the biggest key right there. Because Polarity has the exact same ability as his dad.
Yeah, and they put like Polarity on the board of trustees.
On the board of trustees.
For
There's a
Godolphin.
reason. There's a reason. That's the thing. There's everybody. We're all saying stuff that's all tying together. Gen V could mean it's the first generation born
that has V in their blood.
that has V naturally in their blood.
Now, do you think Marie's parents, they didn't have powers as far as we know, so she could be the firstborn of non-superhero parents having
Or
powers.
they do have the powers and
They
they
never
healed
told
themselves.
us.
And it never
as soon-
manifested.
As soon as she left the room, they went.
Ooh, what a reveal.
Or
What
the
a
sister
reveal.
has the opposite power.
What a
Yeah,
reveal.
yeah, yeah.
She
She's
saved
like,
them, and they're all just
heal.
living away from her.
You know, we haven't seen a character in this show that can heal anyone yet.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Marie can.
Well, she can put blood back
She
in.
can put the blood back
Everyone,
inside.
Technically, she healed
Yeah.
Ogre because all she has to do was put the blood back in and clot it.
Sure.
Remember, and she stopped the bleeding.
Yeah.
It basically she can heal as well because blood is the essential, the life force, right? She can do that. So it's like we're looking at this. There's so many different ways this can be. We automatically assume every single child, every single soup, everywhere is a compound B injected kid. That's just not true. It can't be because they don't.
Yeah.
Bot doesn't have track on every single one of them.
Right.
You wouldn't have super villains if Bot could track everybody.
Well, but part of it, I mean, it depends on how much you. Some of the diabolical episodes of the Boys spinoff, that animated show. 3 of them, Eric Kripke said, are canon.
Right.
And in one of those, it's established that like they set up villains and they set up heroes to fight each other on purpose. So like a lot of the villains are on the payroll. But I agree, there's got to be soups out there that they're unaware of and they don't track. But they have to make it seem like they're all over the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's what VOT does.
Yeah.
VOT makes it seem like, hey, this is what happened. We had this whole presser telling about Compound V. Because remember, they weren't going to tell nobody
No,
about
they don't want
Compound
to
V.
tell anybody.
So now when we look at everything adding up, Bart tells everybody about Compound V. Hey, look, this is what happened. Parents all of a sudden have to start being honest. but we didn't see every parent be honest.
Sure.
And again, going back to Homelander and Ryan, and then Polarity and Andre. Everybody isn't injected. It's just that you think that everybody was injected. And maybe Sam and Luke are a key to that as well.
Interesting. Yeah, because, you know, we haven't seen a healer, to your point, who can heal other people. But the Soups all seem to be able to heal pretty quickly on their own. Especially, you know, Marie and Jordan didn't have, like, a scar where their tracker was.
Well, she was still bloody. Like
She still
like,
had a scar
when she
for a
went
minute.
to-
Well,
She
I
did.
mean, like, the idea that it got put into their bodies and there was no mark.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
You're
Now,
right.
they could have had a Soup do that who can, like,
melt
go
skin.
phase. I don't know,
Melt.
but, like... there's also how Luke got the phone inside of Polarity Statue's groin area with no markings. We talked about that before.
we talked about that.
He melted it, he melted it.
In the scene is Gina.
Yeah, because there was no scar. There wasn't like, oh, I have a scar here. Also,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and she's constantly cutting her hands and healing up quickly. You know, we've seen Soups from Starlight to Jordan, the female version of Jordan, who don't seem to have super strength, but
still
can,
heal
can
faster.
like be in a fight and not have a broken arm.
But that was the reason that's what Compound V was made for, though. It was made to make a
base. They were supposed to all be just super soldiers.
super soldiers
right?
baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, going back to Sam a little bit, do you think his, like, puppet vision stuff, you know, it's very similar to Black Noir. Is that like a, you know, some sort
Being
of
lobotomized?
Yeah,
Black Noir is missing a chunk
I guess
of
is it like
his brain.
cause or effect, right? Is it like that?
Did they do something to him, or was he like?
Yeah. Was he always gonna have some sort of like
Maybe he was
issue?
always. Yeah, he was probably always schizophrenic. It probably just was natural. He was naturally gonna have mental illness,
Right.
and it's his mental illness in manifest with the
With the
trauma,
Compound V on top of
Compound V, mental illness, and the trauma from the woods.
Yeah.
As a kid, he found his safe place. His
Yeah.
safe place was the puppets.
And it's funny when Luke was talking to Brink in the first episode, and Brink was like, "I showed up at your house and it's just a folding chair because you were burning all the furniture." There was like no mention of like, also your brother had powers, right?
Yeah.
Which is like very interesting and very weird. I still think that Brink-Luke relationship was very odd. I think there's something going on there. I don't trust anyone on the show.
Not Mr. Krabs.
I don't trust anyone on this show. But yeah, like.
He's the Mauler twins, though.
If Vought was aware of like Sam from the very beginning, who's way stronger than Luke, but they can't control him, and he's got whatever issues he has. Yeah, who knows when this like stuff started with? How long that Sam's been locked up for, or under Vought's control, or under Vought's
Because it does seem, if Luke was seeing him as a little kid, it stands to reason that that's the last time he
saw him.
He like really.
Yeah, and he doesn't remember going to see him at Sage Grove.
Grove.
Oh, okay.
All of this is to stop Homeland.
Yeah, they gotta kill Homelander.
All of this is lit. I believe at the end of the day, all of this virus, Sam, everything is to how can we kill Homelander?
Yeah.
I think it's twofold. I think Vought, like there's a scene with Stan Edgar and Homelander where Edgar says to him, "You think we're in the superhero business? We're a pharmaceutical company," and and basically like their goal is to make money. So I think like that's what they're doing. I think that like with Temp V in season 3 of The Boys, they were like, "Hey, wouldn't it be awesome if we could like sell people overpriced powers for one day? I would pay for that."
Yeah.
You know who else was thinking?
Who else was
great
thinking?
viewers who had some amazing comments from last
Yes,
week's
we love your
episode.
comments on our videos. Be sure to leave any questions or thoughts or comments you have on this video. Tommy, what were some of our great comments
the
we had
life
last
of
week?
views coming in hot with something's telling me not to trust Cate. But Emma, on the other hand, is my favorite. Life of views.
They saw it coming. There were a couple people who saw the Cate twist coming.
There were a few people who thought that she was the evil one.
I never thought it.
I always trusted Cate. I literally screamed out loud. I was
You
like,
get
no,
You get
not
2
Cate.
Tommy tokens for those predictions.
Not Cate. As soon as like she was like, when did you see it? Like I saw it when like Cate was like, do I have one? And as soon as Marie went to touch her, I was like,
you
oh
trust
no.
her because she's a blonde white woman
true.
with big old eyes.
It's true.
That's right.
They
Travis-
knew that Brandon would trust her immediately.
She had a lot of sad stories that I hope are all true, and she wasn't making up those either.
She offered to F someone rotten. She was okay in my book ever since she learned she was that generous. Travels TTG says, I think in tandem, Cate, Marie, Andre, Jordan, and Sam could take Homelander. I don't know.
I love this idea.
I like it too. Like
Yeah.
If this what it's building towards, like
Tag team back again?
Yeah.
Cate could be like Mantis on Thanos.
right.
That's literally what Cate would be.
That's true.
She would comment.
But she's got to touch him before he like lasers her hands off.
Sam could hold him. Sam is probably the only person that can hold him.
I mean, would that be fun for you guys? Like, if this is leading towards... Here's the thing. I knew this from season 1 of The Boys. It's like, they're going to have a hard time killing off Homelander.
Yeah.
Just because when he's gone, what is that show? What is The Boys that show? Right?
Plus they have him on the sidelines.
They have found a new way
yeah.
to push it. Even each time they push it a little bit further, and I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love if the culmination of this is all like
They're a new team.
the Young Avengers show up to take on Homelander, right?
But
Like,
then they're the new corrupt Avengers.
Yes,
That's
what if
ultimately happens.
What if the finale, the season finale of this episode is this whole team going to take on Homelander and he kills
Just
them all?
kills them
He just
all.
goes, and it's like Boys season 4.
He checks his phone. He checks his phone, and like Bezos texts him and is like, "Gen V season 2 canceled." And he's like, "All right, we're dead, kids."
All right. Yamko Gray 5892. Did Marie kill Golden Boy? And also see her and some of the students in season. I also want to see her and some of the students interacting in season 4 with the boys. That would be great.
That is
I
a
agree.
good question.
Like, wouldn't that be a fun twist if it was Marie that
because
did
she
kill?
blew up. She blew up Rufus's dick.
Right. I'm like, she doesn't realize she killed.
She
Golden
doesn't
Boy?
realize she did it.
Or she knows and she's not telling anybody.
Because maybe he was just going supernova.
Right.
And just finna blow off a bunch of steam.
I mean, he did seem like he was.
Yeah. Felt like he was going up there to die.
He left a death video in
loves
a
Andre.
man's crotch. So
Yeah, I mean, you got to see fire.
But you know,
fire
isn't that just like a dude? Would rather leave a death video in a man's crotch and
Then
blow
go
up in
to
the sky
therapy?
than go to therapy.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say, Tommy and I would like to recommend that you all men especially go to therapy.
Please.
Not me. I say keep it inside till it turns to cancer. Robin _yours_gender. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing. I'm calling it now. The fact that Marie can control blood she can't see is going to get her framed for Luke's death.
Yeah, so this is the yin to that yang of the last prediction.
perfect
That
patsy.
they're going to eventually pin this on her.
But that's what they've been trying to do, remember?
Well, now
Yeah.
they're trying to make her a hero
well,
immediately.
no, but Tech Knight did come to the school to be like, well, okay, I'm not gonna pin it on any of these kids.
And it wasn't until
apparently
Shetty was like,
untouchable.
Shetty basically hit him with the whole, "Hey, this you? This you?"
Some of our construction cones have come forward. Great.
Like, she did hit him with, because he was going to put it on Marie, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to put it on Dean Shetty.
He wanted to put it on Shetty, but he was like,
I want to put it on Shetty. If you know what I'm
We
saying,
all
dog.
do too. Hey, all right. It's because he was told he couldn't touch the top 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and he also, which is interesting, that whole exchange, not to go back a previous episode for the after show for episode 5, but like, he was told a lot.
I wasn't here, though.
You weren't here, Jay. It's true.
That was your fault.
My car overheated
Yeah.
thanks to the heat wave in LA.
Yeah.
Maybe you just didn't put fluids in as frequently as you should.
Ashley, I don't want to stop. We're done with that conversation. So Tech Knight was told by Ashley from about the woods, which was like a lot to tell that guy. They clearly have a lot on him. He's been fucking every hole.
No,
he can
you
see.
assumed Ashley told him.
He said Ashley.
He said Ashley.
Well, he said Ashley
right.
told me about
Which Ashley, though?
the Vaughn Ashley, right?
No.
Ashley Simpson?
No, there's 2 Ashleys, remember? There's Ashley,
Yeah, and
Ashley
her
number
assistant.
2.
Oh, the assistant. Oh, I assume it was Ashley number 1. He was told about that, and I would assume that, because then he comes in, well, they've all got so much potential to make revenue, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to pin on any of them. I think he knew that from the start. Like, he went through that whole rigmarole just for his show.
Okay,
He's just filming that
okay.
stuff for his show.
Rigama what now?
Rigmarole.
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 Lol. Oh.
That's how we say it in the South. Rigmarole. You guys in the comments, back me up on this.
Dooney Brook says, how is that guy still walking around after the Jumanji incident?
This I want to know, yeah.
We apparently see him acting like he's fine after the explosion, so maybe he's the most powerful soup?
No, again, they heal faster.
He ran full speed, and it's been 2 days since his D was
Here's the thing.
E'd.
Here's the thing. They heal faster. Also, with the amount of dicks that are exploded in this universe,
True.
I bet the nurse is just like,
Yeah.
all right, another.
We got one!
Number 4 hot dog special, triple bun it!
There's a page in the handbook, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
another dick
So
exploded.
your dick exploded.
So your dick
Yeah,
exploded.
here's a hand. Yeah, it's the nurse's wall is just
Dicks.
Oh,
so
just
your
dicks.
dick
Is this the
exploded.
penis you have in front of you
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now? Is it a number 7? We got a
Yeah, yeah.
number 12 dick right here.
It's all what to do when your dick explodes
What to
and
do.
what to do when your back vagina hole dries
It's a
out.
rigmarole penis. It's got a rigmarole dick right here. A lot of rigmarole.
Yeah, he went to the nurse? He went to the nurse, you think?
I think
he dealt with it himself?
No, I think he probably at some point he probably went to the nurse. I think the nurse. It's like in Harry Potter when the nurse is like, yeah, I mean kids are doing terrible magic.
Yeah, but how do you tell a nurse what's the problem?
Nurse,
I keep hitting myself in the dick,
No,
yelling
she
too
knows.
much.
She knows. It's like that episode of Seinfeld where the proctologist is like, "Yep, people will tell me anything about how they got stuff stuck up there." I think anytime a kid shows up at the nurse on Gen V and is
walking like,
and is like too embarrassed to say anything, the nurse is like, "All right, pull your pants down.
Yeah.
I know.
Let me see the dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
what explains?
What happened? It got frozen off? Did it get it frozen off? Exploded? Put into the wood chipper? Did it get bitten off? Did it get bitten off by a llama / a cunha?
yeah, did Sloan do this?
Wait, I'm not crazy.
Hold, sorry.
What happened? Oh, it
Our
fell
little
off.
thing fell off.
Oh no!
Yeah, wild.
They saw how the sausage was made for
Also,
a little
yeah,
while.
let's put a pin in this one and then hit the last little game, and then we can wrap up the episode. Take a
Okay.
break.
I have something poignant to say.
Yeah.
On the subject of bruised cocks.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Guys, let's be honest. Rankings are everything. I rank my children,
true.
and they're all ranked last because I don't acknowledge them. But we rank soups in Gen V. We rank students. Who's your number one ranking this episode? Brando?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, my number one this week. I mean, it breaks my heart. Cate, baby, she's number one.
Oh,
she's been pulling
Simon,
off.
the super villain.
She's been pulling off the big trick of the century. She caught me by surprise. I think you got to push her up in the ranks. She's very powerful. As you said, Tech Knight said, she's one of the most powerful soups out there. And I think she showed it this week. She's been pulling double, triple duty. She's number one in my book. I don't think she's right, but I think it shows we've been underestimating her. Jay's got a hot
The
take on
furrowed
that.
brow. Jay, who's your number one?
Emma.
I love Emma. Don't get me wrong. She's still number
Emma
one.
was my number one the last two times we did this.
Yeah, she's my number one for this because now she's popular. She's cracked the top. No. She's always
She's in the 80s,
She's in the top 100 finally. When she walks around on campus, people actually are like, "Yo!"
Big soup energy.
And big soup energy. And she can do it. She can hold Sam down. Remember this? Dude,
Oh, I'll never forget that.
My number. Go to Tommy. Go to Tommy, please. Go to Tommy. Go to Tommy. Go to Tommy. Go to Tommy. Go to Tommy.
Tommy, no.
All right, Baby G, who's your number one?
So for the past two times we've done the break room, I have said Emma. I love her. This episode was a little Emma light for me.
Sure.
So I'm gonna go Sam.
Oh,
I
okay.
love that puppet fight
yeah, you're right.
so
Yeah.
much. I know he was murdering men with families who were begging for their lives and splitting them in half.
Can you trust someone, though, whose job is to put on tactical gear?
That's always my thing,
and
too.
kill teenagers? I'd be
Yeah.
saying
Your
the same
job is to
shit.
murder
Yeah,
this
yeah.
kid, but now all of a sudden, I got a family. Like,
Also, maybe we don't know he had a family. Maybe he was lying.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, half the security team was just murdered last week, and you're still at your
You're
job.
still at your
Showed
job.
up.
So
you
you
still
must
showed up
love
to
your
work.
job.
Your benefits must be amazing through
Yeah, yeah.
VOD.
All right.
I loved also that he said to Emma, who couldn't remember, he was like, I
Right.
want you to know that you're good enough, you're smart
Yeah,
enough,
he's
a good
and
hero.
you're a real hero.
Yes, I agree, Gina. That was going to be mine, but in the interest of having a fourth,
You don't
number
No,
one,
you don't.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. But there was one character that I thought went above and beyond this episode, and that was Scuzzy.
Dusty.
Dusty.
You made this whole preamble.
What
Get
do you-
the damn name wrong?
Dusty.
What do you think Dusty's power is? Is it just
The
looking
Do
party
it
is
2CB.
having a great effing time.
Throwing great parties.
He's a party animal.
Throwing great parties.
If that's the reveal, I'd be very happy. He's like, I just throw the best party.
Also,
But
I don't
look
buy
underage.
that these soups can get hung over like that. When Jordan says she's sweating out cocaine, I'm like, come on. Or they're sweating out cocaine.
I think they do
Apologies,
so much though.
Yeah,
I think
they do
it's
a
like
lot.
when
I wouldn't have
Captain
the money
America.
for that. When I was in college, it was the cheapest cocaine.
No, that
Mostly
was
rat
Kate.
poison.
Kate probably goes up to drug dealers. Like Kate was the
Yeah.
one who
You're
was
gonna
like, got
give
them
me
into
all
the
your
club.
drugs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they
She
party.
probably just touches them. She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just
That's
make us
smart.
a
You know,
bunch
look
of
cute
cocaine.
little blonde
Also,
white
you
girl
have
goes.
people who
"Give
can
me
walk
the
through
drugs."
walls. You have people that are like invulnerable. Like,
All right.
But I bet here's the thing: there was a plot point on Heroes where the cheerleader couldn't get drunk.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, I think it's just like how
The Flash is
The Flash can't
the
get
Flash,
drunk.
like but there's that one episode of The Flash where she makes him like a
Yeah.
super shot of booze
Yep.
and
Yeah.
he drinks it and he's drunk for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that they just need to do mountains of cocaine.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just watch somebody face that.
speaking of mountains of cocaine, we got to get out of
We
here,
gotta get
guys.
outta
Leave a
here.
comment on how you acquire your cocaine and let us know
No.
who you think is number one.
Please,
No,
no.
we'll do it clean. Guys, That's what we think is number one in this episode. We got 2 votes for Sam, 1 vote for Scuzzy, 1 for Cate, and 1 for Emma. Who's your number 1? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what else you liked about this episode. That's it for us today. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel here on YouTube. Give us a follow on Twitch. We're being live every day at 3 p.m. for more videos like this. And again, if you want us to keep covering this shit show, not a shit show in the best possible words.
Oh,
I
we're
love
the
this
shit
show.
show.
This show.
all right.
If you want this shit show to keep covering this sharp show, let us know in the comments. We love it. God knows we love you. We thank you for joining us here. Anyone else got anything they want to say?
No, I'm good.
To infinity and beyond. Goodbye.
Let us get up!